more can I say?
Top Billin. Yo, Top Billin to ya. All right, Fins Nation, back by popular demand. Your boy here talking about the NFL draft as it pertains to the Miami Dolphins, but doing this with regards to the 18th pick and one Micah Parsons, the metahuman himself, a complete cyborg freak. 6'3", 246 pounds, running a 4.39 unofficial 40-yard dash. I got to continue to stress this for all you uninitiated people who take pro day times as the gospel. It's not the gospel. These are handheld times, man. Stopwatch times. If you've ever been in a situation, if you've ever run a 40 yourself, right, an actual 40 that you've ran and have them be timed with it, that compared to a laser time, drastically different, right? You got to take the human element out of it for it to be official, right? So these are unofficial times, but it doesn't matter. Micah Parsons, I said this last year when everybody was talking about Isaiah Simmons and how they had never seen a freak like that. I was like, Micah Parsons is the Isaiah Thomas of the Northeast. He is that. He is every bit whatever you think Isaiah Simmons was, Micah Parsons is that. And you have to think about this. And these situations are for people who I think, and I label real football heads, people who can see beyond hype, or people who can understand a roster composition as it pertains moving forward, and for a team with present day designs on getting to the playoffs and making some noise like the Miami Dolphins definitely can, especially when you're talking about the defensive personnel, man. Outstanding. For anybody who's a proponent of great defense like your boy here, right? Former defensive player myself, started on the offensive side of the ball. This right here is near and dear to my heart to be talking about linebacker play or safety play, being as though I was a safety that was moved to linebacker, and having to see Micah Parsons and try to ingratiate him into a defense like Coach Flores. It has to be the Dolphins or the New York Giants, my two favorite defenses in the league. And obviously it's carryover from Patrick Graham being the former defensive coordinator under Coach Flores, and them having very much similar carryover. And you're talking about a multi-pronged, multiplistic approach. Look at this. All right, so if we're talking about a base defense right here, you got to think logically here. So where would a guy like Micah Parsons fit? So people are going to harken back to his days in high school where he played edge. This ain't high school. You make your hay with what you do in college where you gain those reps to master something. He was spent right here. If he played at an odd front defense in college, he would play right here where Jerome Baker plays. I love me some Jerome Baker, man. I don't give a damn what anybody says. This guy's a scheme-specific fit, and he can do whatever it entails. I believe that he can do to a certain degree. None of these guys are going to be good in pass coverage. You're very rarely going to find like coverage linebackers. Micah Parsons isn't that. Jerome Baker isn't that. Landon Roberts isn't that. Bernardrick McKinney, they aren't that. But there's ways to mitigate that and get around that. So right here, some people ask, could he play where Shaq Lawson was and where he departed? Shaq Lawson will play at a stand-up outside linebacker here, your edge outside linebacker. He would be playing at a 6-7 technique, and then he would even slide down to a 5 technique in certain situations with their simulated pressure packages. Same thing with Andrew Van Ginkel here. Obviously, you're not going to play him anywhere where Raekwon Davis or Devon Goshar or Emmanuel Ogbah is. So he would be right here. He would either be an edge or an outside linebacker. I don't see him being an every down edge because of what his skill set entails and what I will show here in this film study. He would have to be, to me, off ball because there are situations where he can rush the passer. Being an edge player and blitzing is two totally different things. If you're an edge player, you have to have a vast array of moves, right? These players that are cultivated, I talked about my guy, Azeez Ojulari. He's cultivated his skill set at the University of Georgia playing in a defense just like this. He was just straight carryover from what he did at Georgia. He would move right here to where Shaq Lawson is or where Andrew Van Ginkel is. A guy like Micah Parsons in their fabricated pressure schemes, he could get you a good amount of sacks. That's like Jerome Baker. 7.5 sacks for Jerome Baker. Micah Parsons could do that. Jerome Baker's already doing it. So I'm not exactly sure. A lot of people like to toss away They're homegrown talents and they want to go with the shiny new object. I've never been like that. If you've played, that shit annoys you too. It annoys me. If a guy's good for you, continue to have that guy. Whatever happened to the days where we would have guys on teams for a long ass time and that be the deal. These guys right here, people be wanting to move on from these guys. This guy is 24 years old. He'll be 24 years old when the season starts, I believe. So where would you play him at right here? We'll see right here in this particular film study. But all right, as always, make sure you support quality content. Your boy right here always giving you that heat. Make sure it stays around by supporting quality content. Anything you can provide is anything, and it is much accepted and appreciated, all right? So your boy Micah Parsons here. Micah Parsons, to me, is a run and chase off-ball linebacker, right? Let's use second level. I don't think people don't understand off-ball. Second-level linebacker. So he's not playing on the line of scrimmage. You can see here in Penn State's 4-3 defense, he is on the second level. Him and New York Giants Cam Brown here very much can play in line with each other here as you see the line of scrimmage players. If you were actually looking at it from the Dolphins standpoint, maybe this guy, Jason Owe, also in the draft, he's an even freakier athlete than Micah Parsons, at least according to Pro Day measurements there. At 6'5", 250 something, he ran like a 4.36 with crazy 11-foot something broad jumps and everything. He's a line of scrimmage player. He's probably somebody you can work from a 2-point stance, motorcycle stance, so maybe that's something to look for in the future. As far as Micah Parsons go, I like him exactly where he is right here. Now check this out. This is going to be compare and contrast. I'm going to show you a play and then show you the antithesis of that and show you this guy's true skill set. Now look at this right here. Throwing in pursuit, he does not do a good job to me with catching and shooting, right? You want to catch a block and shoot it. You want to wall off and discard. You can see this right here in this outside run. They have a pulling guard. Instead of him attacking, right? Been in this situation millions of times. Instead of I was like this as well. So that's why I can attest to this and be able to tell you about somebody's skill set. My first instincts was always to play in space, was to try to skirt around blocks, was to try to avoid contact to make contact. Some of these guys can meet contact, apply it, and then get to more contact. That's just a playing style. It doesn't make you a worse player. It makes your style of play. Always remember that. Your style of play has to mesh with the other guys on your team for it to be a complete unit. So you see here, this man is going to try to skirt around his block. Now, you do have an approaching safety here that's going to contain edge for a little bit, but you leave him out in space. Your best thing, if you're Micah Parsons right here, would have been to try to inside shoulder force. It's something that they will always teach us in practice right here. You still want to maintain to the outside because there's just more bodies this way. If he can get to the outside and he's able to beat the safety here, then he's on his way to a long gainer there. So you would want to wall this guy off, get into his chest, stay parallel, and then try to discard the block. But at the very least, you want to meet that contact. You don't want to do this. This right here get you laughed at in film study, and I've been there before. You're just not a part of the action. And look, he actually does make the safety miss. And this is a bad dude too. This is a dude that I think the Dolphins should have a look at 50 if they don't go running back at 36. Kenneth Gainwell is that dude. Conversely, this is what makes him special. So you're going to have an outside run from a single wing fashion here with Gainwell and my man Antonio Gibson, the Washington football team here. Now, he's being kept clean here. By kept clean means he doesn't have to deal with any sanitation. He's a sanitation worker. He's not good at being a sanitation worker at all. So he doesn't have to deal with any of the trash here, and he could just go sideline to sideline. No. Look at him. In on that. That's too easy for him right there. Sideline to sideline, if you can keep him clean, even though, look, he's working on the close side of the formation, but the edge player goes head up with the tight end there. Then in the pulling guard, he gets caught up in the wash right here. So that allows the strong safety to come down here and kind of meet some of the friction for him right there. So he's able to just stay clean and sift and search, and he can make the play. That's what he's perfect at. Simulated pressure. very much like what you would see from Jerome Baker. A simulated pressure package here allows him to just shoot the A-gap clean, and he gets to use that freakish burst. Quarterback can't get away from, forces a fumble with it as well. One more time. See nothing to it right here. If you can't get a hand on this guy, man, he gets to show off that athleticism. But check this one out right here. Now, this time, coming off the edge, like you would see from Shaq Lawson, Kyle Van Noy is another guy, right? Kyle Van Noy is one of these guys who can play off on the second level, and he can be a line of scrimmage outside linebacker too. But Kyle Van Noy, to me, has a little bit more of an array of a pass rush moves, at least starting out. This is something that he could develop. There's no doubt about that. But I'm not so sure he's natural at this. Look at this. Bam! Slept his ass, right? So for the rest of that game right there, he was walking on sunshine, right? He got fertilized. He was weak in that Bernie's. Yeah, the car was still driving, but he was no longer in control of the wheel. He was lit up right there. But if you can get this guy with some type of friction or something like that in the physicality, that's not his game. He's pretty. He needs to be kept clean. Pause. Some of you guys take that a little bit too there, right? Kept him clean. He's the truth with that. All right, so on this one right here, he's going to be coming off the edge on this simulated pressure package, and you can see him trying to rush. Just the same stuff. He's just going to try to just beat you to the edge. He's just going to try to be an arc runner. Doesn't have any moves past that. In the NFL, you can't just beat people just coming off the edge like that. That's just not going to happen. It's not going to be as good as you think. Even though he's a great athlete and he will win some of those battles, these guys are just too damn skilled. And those are some of your best athletes in space, some of your edge players, some of your exterior tackles on the offensive line. He's going to have more pass rush moves than just a guy like Azeez Ojulari. On the other hand, he has multiple ways to get there. He has a tried and true rip and dip move. He can attach stuff on that as well, but he has all those reps doing it from that particular alignment. Here we go again, back off ball. Once again, if you can see him in the angles that he's playing with, wants no parts of the contact right there. He's not squaring anybody up. The tackle climbs to the second level. He's going to bump off here, combo up to Micah Parsons there. Micah Parsons skirts around him. The play is going to the exterior, so there it is there, but I believe it might be an H-back or whatever. You can see right here, he's not about trying to square this guy up and stay parallel to him to meet this and discard it. He's trying to skirt around again, so he's giving the inside shoulder up right there, and all he does is just get pushed out the play right there. It does cause a pileup, but you can just see the style of play. Now, this is what makes him special. Being a true gap shooter, being able to play forward, staying clean, no sanitation involved. Look at it. This is phenomenal. Shoot the gap, clean, play recognition, stops a damn reverse in his tracks. Once again, all right, living in the A's right here, shooting the A gap. Nobody gets a hand on him. He's able to get skinny through the hole, being able to recognize the handoff here on the reverse. No, sir. Playing out in space, absolutely phenomenal. Here's another one as well. This is special. Sideline to sideline, running it down, erasing angles. What? I love this right here. Sideline, so you can see right here, he's a weak side. He's the weak side defender. In this particular play, he's playing to the open side of the formation over there with your Tua Gross-Matos, Carolina Panthers there. But look at him shooting erase angles. He's getting past guys on the first level that are running like Shaka Tony here. Look at that. That's some severe blinding speed. That's exactly what you want from a guy that is your weak side player. So he would be, to me, a weak side inside linebacker. That is where Jerome Baker plays. Is he going to be better than Jerome Baker? I can't say that he will be. Jerome Baker, to me, is a very good player as well. He is a better athlete, and he will come a little bit cheaper because you're going to have to play Jerome Baker here. But he's 24 years old, man. Why not keep your players? To me, you can maybe contend or that it could be an upgrade, but think about this. You already have Jerome Baker doing very similar things. devote that to an edge player. You lost Kyle Van Noy, you lost Shaq Lawson. That should be a priority for you. Check this out right here. Does not want to get involved with the trash. Look at him. Not getting off a block. That shit's too easy. Hung up on the block like an old head is what I call it. You can't be on the block like an old head talking about which chick is the finest and if Pac is still alive, right? You don't. That's what old heads do. You can't be an old head on the second level. You got to get off blocks. Right here, he's like a magnet to blocks. Play goes to the outside. He's not going to get involved in it. Other people have to come and run down the play. Here he is right there. He's like, you know what? I'm going to go all the way out and avoid this and let the play not come to me. You can try to say that he was trying to set the edge. That's not his job. They have a contained player right here. His best bet would have been to try to square up this guard right here, push that guard into that particular gap. You can't be in another man's gap. You have to practice gapstinence right there. You in another man's gap, you're not doing your job. They push too many players out here on the exterior. This right here, if he could have got his foot in the ground, this could have been really bad for them right here. But he ends up having to chop his feet a little bit and trying to get through the hole there. But that wasn't Micah Parsons doing. That's a bad play by Micah Parsons. That's being undisciplined and trying to be spectacular and trying to play hero ball instead of meeting the contact and having to do the dirty work for someone else. Man, shoot your boy a hashtag salute if you're right here. I'm sick and tired of people running up in the damn comment section, commenting 2 seconds after a video is released. Listen, I'm tired of people also talking about but Murph, I'm a subscriber, man. Don't be mean to me. Man, shut the fuck up. I'm going to be mean to you, whatever you want to call it, because I'm not here for subscribers. I'm here to talk with real football heads so we can talk about football. That's the shit that I want right there. That shit is hard. I don't care about subscribers. I'm not trying to be popular. It is a business, though, you know, so I understand that particular portion of it, or you should understand that particular portion of it, but I ain't trying to be popular. I've been popular my whole life. I want to talk to real football heads about football. So send me a salute, real football heads and real men watch to the end and then comment. Here you go again. Your boy sideline to sideline. Nasty. Look at this. Gainwell can't even get there. And he fumbles. Sideline to sideline, man. Nasty. Kept clean. Look at this. Nobody touches him. This guy can't even get a hand on him, right? The offensive lineman trying to get a hand on him. Nope. That's what you want from this dude. He is the absolute truth. Now check this out right here, though. Having to encounter a little trash. Nope, bumped out the play. Didn't want to meet it. Who we got here? So it's another one of those QB counter plays with Kenneth Gainwell as a single wing type guy. They put a big guy back there. Looks like a defensive player back there for the lead block on the counter. And look at this. He doesn't want to meet and center this up. That's what you would have to do. You meet him, center him up. Hopefully you can drive him back into Kenneth Gainwell there. But no, he tries to run to the outside and just give him half a man right there like he's a receiver or something like that. And touchdown. Here we go again with this one. Bumped out of the play. Shot the A gap, but the center bumped off here, comboed up to him, shot him out the play. Not good with contact. The running back encountered a little bit of trash, though. So you can get his play style from those type of plays. Now let's talk about him in coverage. You see him right here. They will play. See, him with coverage is different, right? When I'm talking about coverage, I'm usually talking about man coverage. That's what I would consider coverage. Zone coverage, if you can play zone coverage, it's more like guarding an area. It's just what you are. You're guarding an area, right? You can pattern match people. You have your man principles within a zone confinement, but guarding someone straight up, not his forte. But guarding an area and being able to read routes, he's very good at that. Check this out right here. He'll run the route for the receiver. Look at this. Nope. Gibson with a lazy-ass inside route. He probably didn't think it was going to come to him, right, because he's playing with leverage. So he's playing with inside leverage right here, and this is an in-breaking move. Gibson tries to hit him with the crossover. The quarterback still throws it, though. He jumps that, breaks up the pass. Indiana tight end Peyton Hendershot right here, he's pretty much going to run a stab route, and it's right in the confinement of where your boy Micah Parsons is working, and you can see he's able to read that. Nope. Too easy for him. So they simplified pass coverage for him because he's just not good in man coverage. I might have to come back with an examples of him in man coverage or whatever like that. I wanted to get this out right here just to really show love to the people who are mentioning Micah Parsons, right? And to see where you guys stand with that. To think that, is it worth it? Because you would have to get him, imagine, at 18. If not, you would have to probably move up for this guy. I would like to see him on the New York Giants. I think they have a need for a guy like that. He can play with Cam Brown again. He can play with Blake Martinez, a tackling machine guy who's a little bit more physical there. He will work well with Patrick Graham's defense. For what Miami needs, I think they need to go pure edge at the 18th selection and definitely don't need to move up for a guy. They could stay put right there and get somebody who's exactly what they need, in my opinion. It doesn't have to be Azeez Ojulari. There are even guys beyond him that we could talk about eventually. So that's just my stand on that right there. I like what Jerome Baker brings to the table. But if they did get Micah Parsons, man, I'm with that shit for sure because I love this kid. I love his skill set. He's a straight-up metahuman. And if they were to get him, they'll just be adding that much more athleticism to their defense and a whole bunch of different guys that can do a whole bunch of different things. So imagine in some of these games, man, you'll see Brandon Jones down on the line of scrimmage as the closed side formation player, almost as a pseudo-contained edge player coming down from the third level. Emmanuel Ogbah standing up sometimes. Raekwon Davis able to slide from a 5 technique to a shade. Like I said before, Jerome Baker playing on the edge, rushing the passer sometimes, shooting the A gap, sideline to sideline. They just have a bunch of different players to do a bunch of different things on a multiplistic approach. So he would definitely add to that. But if it's me, I wouldn't necessarily go that direction, but I'm good with it if it happens. All right. But with that being said, man, it's your boy Murph, the Underground King. Make sure you support quality content. Like I said before, make sure you tell a friend to subscribe. And with that being said, I am out. Peace.
What more can I say?
Top Billin.